I shepherd, I shall not want. Him make it I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I into the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yay! Though I Rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with no oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy. I go follow I all the days of my life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God Jah. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High Jah and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and they be safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah, I go save him from all of them. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. Oh, Jaja, Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negas, Daniel. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukuchodemo, and here we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Oh, yes. And remember, here we are not neutral, never, and we have never claimed to be. That is why we want to warn you right from the start. We have actually taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. You must know that. And of course, my name, Blakk Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family. Yes, the extended family. That is what we do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life. It doesn't matter from who and how. We just pick up the ideas, subject these ideas to some good scrutiny. Right after that, we sieve out the creme de la creme and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo, and here we speak absolute truth to power. And remember, we are always on the side of the truth to the best of our ability, so help us God. Come here. We are live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. You can also find us on TikTok. We are also on Instagram. Find us also on X, formerly called Twitter. If you happen to be from England, they say Twitter. And if you are from America, they say Twitter. But we in Ghana and Africa say Twitter. My brother, my sister, our numbers are also scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Lord God have mercy. I have good news for you. My brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot. Share the broadcast and let the broadcast reach all and sundry. The family is building up. We are getting bigger and better, all because of you, and we say thank you. The world has realized that this is the headquarters of the truth, and if you hear it here, it means it's nothing but the truth. Even when we go wrong, people know that it's not out of malice. It's a genuine error. That is why people love us. This is the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Make sure your comments also come in via YouTube and also Facebook, so we can pick them up and read them. This is not a monologue. It may seem like it, but it's the voices of the people brought together. And that is the voice of God. This is the Blackport, aka Kuku Shodemo. And here we speak truth to power. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, it's time to do that now. And remember, subscription is not enough. Hit on a notification bell so that when we are on, you would be notified to watch. And most importantly, recommend us to other people. The family is building big and wide. Today we have 3 very important issues to look at. And I want to begin with this one. Story number 1. Watch this. This is hot. It says, how Bawumia caused NPP loss at Akwatia by-election. Now, we had a by-election yesterday at Akwatia because one Eneskumi passed on. In fact, Eneskumi, my brother, my sister, was the MP, though disputed, for Akwatia. In fact, he struggled through thick and thin to remain as an MP. He was fought left, right, and center, even in the Parliament House. There were times that he was forced to leave because there was a warrant for him to be arrested. This is Ernest Yao Kumi. He died. And when he passed on, my brother, my sister, it was a very trying time for his family. Family crying left, right, and center, mourning him, and also for his party. But all other things remaining equal, there had to be a by-election no matter what for a replacement. My brother, my sister, and boom, there was time for action. One lawyer and another repackaged candidate locked horns, and they were supposed to be the 2 candidates vying for the top post at the by-election. Now, the interesting thing is that the original candidate who ran against Eneskumi and lost, my brother, my sister, and had run to the courthouse to fight the case, had his lawyer this time round replace him in the name of lawyer Bernard. Now, Bernard came forward, and what was it? Many people were surprised. Oh, you were the one who a few days ago was defending your client against an election that you said was rigged. All of a sudden, you have replaced him. What happened? Well, the primaries decided that. Who chose him? But it looked like the NDC made a good choice. How about the other candidate? Oh, Asumedu. Very wonderful brother. Repackaged and brought back to be able to stand and fight. That was where all the controversy was. Now, the 2 leading figures in the NPP vying for the top post of presidential aspirants, better still, presidential candidates of their party, Canada, Japan, and also Bawumia, were at Akwatia. Wow. They were talking to the people of Akwatia to do all they could to honor the spirit of Eneskumi. Because in Ghana, there are 2 very terrible things that happen to us when we are doing our politics. Number 1, violence. And number 2, electoral mismanagement, corruption, and whatever you want to put on that. If we are not violent at the polls, tearing down each other physically, sometimes guns are even blazing. Sometimes people even die, like in the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Innocent souls went down the drain all because of elections. My brother, my sister, then we have some candidates who are buying votes left, right, and center, bringing all forms of electoral rigging machinery to be able to win elections. And I've always asked, now when you rig elections and supposedly get declared as winner, how do you feel? Do you have any conscience at all? Or are you that idiot who is numb to every kind of stimuli or emotions or even conscience? My brother, my sister, hey, we saw it all at Akwatia. Now the roads were being built in Akwatia by the ruling government. And we also have roads politics. When there is a by-election like that, the top spot to run to is the building of roads. It happened in so many areas. My brother, my sister, in by-elections. So the NDC government started to build a certain kind of road in the area. And many said that if the road had to continue, it would depend so much on this election. But let us concentrate on the Akwatia by-election. The whole Ghana had its attention there. Was there going to be violence? The IGP said, no way, no violence. And true to his word, we had heavy police presence at the scene. My brother, my sister, armed to the teeth. And it looked like everything was going on good, apart from a few skirmishes, which you wouldn't really call violence. It looked like it was okay. But in the run-up to the by-election, Kennedy Japan was there. He spoke to the people. He tried to convince them to vote for the NPP candidate, and Bawumia messed it all up. What did Bawumia say? He told the people who were mourning their son, one Ernest Yaokumi, who had gone through thick and thin to be able to maintain his position as the honorable member of Akwatia. Bawumia told the people, you know what? It's the NDC that killed Ernest Yaokumi. If you vote for the NDC, you are voting for the killers of your own son. He seemed to be saying, you have to vote for the NPP to honor the spirit of your son. The people got angry. We are mourning our son. In fact, and this is all you can tell us, is it a way to win votes? Are you politicking with the death of one of our very own? They got angry. Very, very angry. Now, Musa Dankwa had predicted that the NDC was going to carry the day, and it looks like he's the newest whiz kid of our elections. Oh, yes. My brother, my sister, people were angry with Bawumia. The family of Ernest Yaokumi got mad. The people of Akwatia felt that they were being puppeted by the master puppeteer, pulling them from string to string, making them dance like koliko. My brother, my sister, they were angry. But it didn't end there. Bickering in the party. Now there was one hairdresser called Amasei, who was also in the constituency. She was popular. Oh, Amasei went ahead to beat one of the hottest kingpins of the area politically, Baba Jamal. He was kicked out. And she took over. Hey! She became the MP for the area, right? This is Amasei. You see Amasei? Then Amasei, the hairdresser, was doing all she could. She was so popular. Eye Obano, eye Asieho. That was what everybody was saying around the time. And then she lost the primaries to Ernest Yaokumi. And Ernest Yaokumi now took over, ran the race, and won the elections, albeit disputedly. And he didn't have his peace because it was still being litigated in court. And many people thought that this lady would have been the best candidate to stand in the Akwatia elections. And so many people we spoke to in Akwatia said that they expected that this woman should have been repackaged and brought, and she would have been able to do the magic. After all, she one time unseated one of the kingpins of the NDC, Baba Jamal. But they didn't bring this woman. What was the reason? They said she is affiliated to Kennedy Ejapon. Kennedy Akumpreku Ejapon, a former MP who is vying for the top position of flag bearer of his party, the NPP, who many people are tipping to be the dark horse. You know who the dark horse is? My brother, my sister? Oh gosh. And because she's affiliated to this one, they said, oh no, we can't accept her. They rather went For the other guy, Asumedu, who, my brother, my sister, is said to be affiliated to Bawumia. So the NPP itself is divided into two factions, the Kennedy faction and the Bawumia faction. And even when they have to present candidates, they have to find out which candidate belongs to who and who doesn't belong to who supports who and who doesn't support who. Ken's candidate would have been Amase, because naturally the people in the area said, oh, this is that candidate. And many people believe that Kennedy would have thrown a lot of support for this one. In fact, in terms of resources and everything. Kennedy went into the area in and out. Bawumia was also in the area, yes, doing his things, but he messed it up for them. Number one, the choice of the candidates. Number two, NDC killed your own Ernest Yao Kumi. Nobody wants to hear that, my brother, my sister. It's low-class politics. It is so demeaning, so infantile, so childish. Nobody expected that to come out of the mouth of a gentleman, so-called gentleman like Bawumia. At the end of the day, the NPP lost in its own stronghold. And look at it. Look at it. This man here called Kwame Asumedu, 15,235. A stronghold. In fact, a seat that was for the NPP. And then the lawyer, Bernard Bediako, had 18,199. My brother, my sister, he took the thing easy chop. But of course, there are allegations of vote buying. And some people are saying that litigation must go on. And this is Bernard Bediako Bedu declared Akwatia MP elect as it is right now on my birthday, the 2nd of September, 2025. Are they going to litigate? Will they go to court like it happened in the case of Ernest Yao Kumi? And if it happens, it won't be a new thing. This was the same lawyer who was at the top of the litigation, supporting his client, who he believed had won the election. What is the relationship between lawyer and his client now? Are they okay? In fact, the other gentleman has been quiet for some time now. When is he going to speak? Are they going to be okay? And what does this victory mean for the NDC? It's simple. People are tired and fed up with the NPP. A useless government that was in power for 8 years and did nothing but stole from the average Ghanaian. We have a lot of thieves who are still being arrested left, right, and center by Iyoko. In the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we saw women pack money under their beds. My brother, my sister, they had more money in their room than we had at the Bank of Ghana. My brother, my sister, in the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we had little boys with sharp teeth in the west of Rawlings, who all of a sudden shot into riches, wealth, treasure. And when you look at the work that they did, they had nothing to really show for the wealth that they had made. My brother, my sister, corruption was on top. Disrespect for authority, arrogance. Ghanaians are still angry with the NPP. And I tell you, if there is going to be any by-election in any of the NPP constituencies, they will lose. Ghanaians are angry. The gods of Ghana are angry. The people of Ghana are angry. And that is what will happen to the NDC should they go the same line as the NPP. So far, so good. The dollar is still, in fact, in a beautiful romance with the Ghana cedi. The economy is showing signs of resurrection after 8 years of burial. My brother, my sister, is the Blakk pot, a.k.a. Kukushounamo. But will Bawumia still be the flag bearer? Or this Akwatia election has shown enough evidence that Bawumia has lost steam A man who is repackaging promises and coming forward with a plethora of lies garnished in a Chinese porcelain pot and sent to the people. Kennedy says, should he become president of Ghana, which is a long shot, he will not take salary. Number two, he will not drive any state car. He will buy his own cars. And when he's leaving the presidency, he will leave all the cars for the government. But he didn't say whether he will take government business or not. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we take more information and we'll take your messages, share the program, and make everybody see it. Hey! Why? Woyo! It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Hey. More trouble for CJ Torkornoo. More trouble for CJ Torkornoo. CJ, that's Chief Justice Torkornoo. My brother, my sister, I hear she's from Gomoa. In fact, I hate it when our judges wear this kind of thing. They look like undertakers. We have spoken about this. I hear that thing they put on their head. They call it the lawyer's wig or the judge's wig, whatever they call it. My brother, my sister, is imported. I don't know if it's made from the tail of a horse or the tail of a donkey. I do not know what it is. But why do they dress like this? This is a colonial legacy. And the same people who are making the laws for us, none of them is bold enough to come and say, you know what? Let's dress African. You wear that thing on your head. Imagine you see this one at night, at midnight, standing in the dark. Wouldn't you say you've seen a ghost? This is how we lay our dead in state. They wear that thing. You know when people die, non-Muslims, and they lay them in state, in the coffin, they put that kind of thing on them, and then they wear gloves, and then they are there stiff like that. Jesus have mercy. Please do something about this ugly dressing. It doesn't look good on our judges, lawyers, whoever, our legal people. You deserve better than this. And I can imagine the heat that is in this dress. I can imagine what skin diseases our lawyers, judges, in fact, the judiciary, members of the judiciary would have should they continue to wear this. Wherever it is, my brother, my sister, that is not the subject for talk today. My brother, my sister, this is Chief Justice, former Chief Justice now, Torkornoo. She's from Gomoa, I am told. My brother, my sister, she just got sacked by the president. There were 24 allegations meted out against her, ranging from incompetence, financial misappropriation and misbehavior, and much more. Everything was thrown out. by a committee of 5, except 3 of them. 3. And one of the topmost, my brother, my sister, was financial misappropriation, misbehavior, mismanagement as the head of the Judicial Council. My brother, my sister, this is the woman we are talking about. Now, a gentleman by name Daniel Ofori, this is the guy, was the one who petitioned the president. At the age of 15, he started a business which got known as Whitechapel. It's an apparel, in fact, clothing apparel, right? Business. It got so big that almost everybody in Ghana still remembers Whitechapel. Shoes, trousers, shirts, and so on and so forth. This is Daniel Ofori. He petitioned the president of the land. Now, a couple of years ago, he succeeded at the Supreme Court to stop Gertrude Torkornoo from hearing his case because he said she was biased towards him. Can I repeat that? He went to the Supreme Court and he was able to convince the Supreme Court in the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Listen attentively. In the days of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he went all the way to the Supreme Court and said, I don't want this woman to hear my case. She's biased towards me. She doesn't respect me. And as a native of Ghana and a citizen of this great nation, it is my right when I feel that somebody is biased towards me. And the Supreme Court upheld it. They decided that, okay, you are right. And if you are alleging bias, then we take the woman off your case. So be it, and so it was. So that was the first time he succeeded against the CJ. But, forward motion, 2025, he was still on the case of the CJ. And then he gathered a couple of lawyers and said, this woman hasn't changed. I don't think she has to be the CJ, the Chief Justice. And they said, what are your reasons? He tabled down a few reasons. They helped him, in fact, to be able to present the case properly. And those lawyers who supported it were Chachuchi Kata and also lawyer Tadio Sori. The top lawyers that we have in Africa, counted, they are involved. He is called Prof. So many lawyers call him Prof. This is lawyer Tadio Sori. And he is a very good friend of Chachuchi Kata, another Prof of the law. And they were on the side of Daniel Ofori and guided him through his petition, and boom, the petition was presented to the president. The president looked at it and said, well, it is not my mandate to take any decision. And remember that the Constitution of Ghana guarantees security of tenure for the Chief Justice. You know what that means? Security of tenure means that you can be in that position, afibo, for as long as you are doing the right things. It's not like the president who has to stay in there for 4 years and then get kicked out, unless some other things also happen around the president. My brother, my sister, there is guarantee or security of tenure for the CJ. So Torkornoo, yes, it was in the reign of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that she became the CJ. But of course, it took another committee, right, from the Judicial Council to be able to handpick her and present her to the president, my brother, my sister. And she became CJ, Chief Justice. And to remove the CJ is also contained in our Constitution. You must be able to prove misbehavior, financial misbehavior, incompetence, and much more. So this was what was tabled and sent all the way to the president. So the president said, how can we do this democratically and legally constitutional? A committee of 5 people were picked up And in fact, the former CJ Akufu, was also part of it. They got it and they looked through. Out of the 24 allegations, only 3 of them were upheld. And for your information, even if it was one that was upheld, it would have been enough to kick out this CJ. Now, connoisseurs of the law, now they call themselves learned friends. Those of us who are not lawyers, we are not supposed to call them our learned friends. What we say is our friends who are learned, because we are not part of the learned ones. Is it confusing? No, it's not. My brother, my sister. So, this was what happened. They said, if Madam Gertrude Torkornoo had gone to the committee to say that, well, you see all these allegations against me, all of them have been thrown out, and these are the ones that are against me. I want to say that I am sorry that these things happened. In fact, they happened at my blind side, especially the financial malfeasance. She traveled with her husband all the way to Tanzania, blew money. And the law, the constitution, in fact, always guide us when it comes to our behavior in this country. Now, she is the head of the judiciary. That's the Chief Justice. If any expenditure happens, she should be in the know, whether she is the spending officer or not. So if she was part of a committee that outlawed some people to send their spouses on journeys like this or vacations like this and blow money on them from the state, she shouldn't be seen to be benefiting from something that she was part of outlawing. Have we made it easier? I sit on a case in a committee and say that, well, this group of people, that's the Chief Justice herself, the President, and the Speaker of Parliament, these people, they are not supposed to take any special allowances for their spouses. So, when finally it's your turn to take vacations and your husband is part of it, the state is spending on your husband, your daughter is part of it, state is spending on your daughter, then there is a problem. This was what they held there with. Bam! And then she also transferred a certain guy, Francis Baden. Now, Francis Baden was the deputy boss of the IT department. This is the gentleman, my brother, my sister, in the judiciary. Now, there was a time when Judge Kwesi, in fact, had been cited in a certain case where they said there was a certain kind of manipulation of the documents or the, how's it called? The minutes, right, of the proceedings. Are we making it easier? I don't like some of these complimentary terms, but I see people asking me, oh, yes, bring the evidence, bring the facts and all that. So we are trying to get a little technical now, right? So that is it, my brother. This was the deputy boss of the IT department, ICT. When Judge Kwesi went there, we all know Judge Kwesi is now the deputy foreign minister. When he had his issues, my brother, my sister, now the proceedings, the minutes of the proceedings, they said it got doctored. How did it get doctored? It was being handled by the ICT department. And this guy was fingered. But the CJ, Torkornoo, had praised this man earlier that, you know what, this guy is very good, he's very affable. He had worked with the CJ before she even became CJ. So Torkornoo knew this gentleman to be hardworking. But the fingers were pointed at him that he was responsible for doctoring the minutes of the proceedings. My brother, my sister, or the report. Who was the report going to favor if it was doctored? We are not going to go into it. But the interesting thing is that this guy denied it. So they brought in National Signals Bureau, whose boss is also now the former boss in trouble. I'm talking about Kobne Dubois. Well, so now he's not. So they brought the boss of the NSB in, and he came in and verified that, well, there was some kind of wrongdoing. Some passwords were changed left, right, and center. People shared passwords left, right, and center. But it was not enough to punish this guy. The committee, restore him to his position. Restore every other person to the position, but give them a warning. But Torkornoo sat back and told herself that, no, I will not listen to the committee, and transferred this guy to her. And the information I have, after he was transferred to her, he didn't remain in his position as the deputy ICT boss. He became somebody who was running from one village to the other in Wa, presenting summons and some other such documents to private people. So from ICT boss to courier person. So they saw that to be abuse of power. I spoke with the lead counsel of former CJ Torkornoo today. He wasn't happy about the reportage we had yesterday, and he made some points, and we are looking forward to giving him an interview, which we'll play back here. But these are the facts of the case. So they found Torkornoo to have misbehaved. But after sacking her, I have news for you. She's still not free. It looks like MAHAMA and his regime are getting ready to prosecute the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Torkornoo, for causing financial hemorrhage to the state. All the money she blew, she is going to be prosecuted. There is a strong chance, in fact, from where I sit and picking up signals, this is not the end of CJ Torkornoo. There is a prosecution hanging around her neck for causing financial hemorrhage to public funds. Is it going to come anytime soon? Watch this space. We shall bring you details. In the interim, this is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we shall be taking your messages. We shall close with the final story. This is the voice of the people, the headquarters of the truth. Hey, hoi, wayo,
Blakk Pot, Kukushonemo.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo, and here we speak truth to power. All right? All right, so let's pick from your minds. What do you have? Send your comments via Facebook. We'll pick them up and also send them via YouTube. All right? Okay. So conscious Agbemenu Ahosu says Black Empire Media to the world. We are here again to learn more. Preach on, my guru. Watching you live from Abeka, Butche, La Paz. Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu, congratulations. His wife gave birth on my birthday yesterday. Wow. Congratulations. Marketplace Media AI says, Jah Rastafari. Lord Opon Bachman says, I'm watching you live from Sunyani Odmase. Rasta more fire. Mutaka Elisha Bako says, Anula Black Rasta, in fact, you are too much. Please greet Honorable Professor Alaji Hamza Adam, MP for Kumbungu constituency for me. Okay? We'll do that. No problem. And of course, Mubarak MBK says, shoot the update, no time. Oskiro Agoriwe Oscar says, good evening, Black Rasta. God bless you for the good work you are doing for Mother Nation, Ghana. Okay? Ruth Eja Ebate says, you are welcome, Black Rasta. Welcome with more fire. Baba Target says, Anula Blackport. This is right. Ali Yasser says, boy. Baba Target comes back to say, once again, Black Rasta on fire. Okay? Yes, we are certainly on fire. Zion Genesis is talking. I says, good evening, everyone. And Africa Vibes, why do some people force themselves to power? Is it by force to lead people who don't like your leadership? That's a beautiful question, African Vibes. And I've been asking the same question. Benazu says, it's time. Yes, it is time. And then Bala Majid says, Black, thank you now and every day for the awakening. You are planting the seed of patriotism and consciousness in our hearts. We can never pay you for that. And on Friday, we're going to be walking on the streets of Accra. Call the numbers scrolling on the screen. If you want to be part of it, we're going to have placards talking about patriotism. It's not a demonstration, it's an education, right? Abdul Razak Isifuyidana says, we are here again for the truth. It is only one truth and nothing else. You either agree with it or you agree with it. And it comes only from Black Empire TV. We love you, Black Rasta. And we love you too. Adams Bob says, Adams from Dubai, Black Rasta, you are always on point. More of him. Respect, my youth. Love and respect. And this is Adams, who is saying more of him all the way from Dubai. And he says we are always on point. We love you, my brother. Nino Brown says, the Nobel Prize Peace Man. Okay, the Nobel Prize Peace Man. Okay, Nobel Prize Peace Man. Nobel Prize Peace Man. All right? He says, yeah, everything is everything. Nino Brown says, Alaji Black Rasta, I salute you. I salute you too, Nino Brown. And Nino Brown says, send my greetings to Honorable Muntaka Mubarak and Her Excellency Hajia Zainab Ahmed Muntaka. Okay. And Benazu is, watching from the dark. And he says, tell me more. All right. We're going to tell you more. Godwin Ahiachi says, I'm watching you live. Kelly Black says, Black Rasta, welcome. Today you really come on time. Yes, this is what we want to do. Every time from next week, Monday, we're going to be starting from 7. Nanayao says, the Patriot. Our country or nothing. Notre pays ou rien. Mahami Abubakar says, greetings, Black Rasta. I missed your live videos these days. Just want to say a very big thank you. Our cries have been heard. The curfew is lifted. There's nothing that comes here and doesn't get, listened to, right? We, the people of Mamprugu, are happy, and we are celebrating Damba today with our king. We wish you a happy Damba, Black Rasta. Gang, 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 gang. 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 I haven't danced Damba in a long while. Nino Brown says MPP is in leadership crisis, and that caused them to be defeated at Akwatia by-election. Kamil SB Baba says, Black Rasta, stop being biased. You can be campaigning for Canada, Japan. It's not a problem, but stop attacking Bawumia. Why? I'm campaigning for Canada, Japan. All right. I like it when people say this. So when they start getting the fire On the other side, say, I'm saying, I can't bother them. And then, I'm saying, I was supporting Kennedy Japan. Now, last week, you know, Kennedy, now this week there, Charlie. Okay. Instead of saying we are campaigning for Kennedy Japan, tell us what we are saying about Kennedy Japan that is false. And tell us what we are saying about Bawumia, that's a lie. I like arguments like that. Rather than, oh, you are lying, you are lying. Lying? Tell me what the lies are. Nino Brown says, NPP, Agu. Oskiro, Agoriwe, Oscar. He says, in fact, the statement made by Bawumia was very reckless and rude from someone who was a former vice president. My brother, were you happy? What's his name? Kamil SB Baba. Were you happy to hear Bawumia make those childish remarks? NDC killed NSC Akumi. Were you not disappointed? The same Kennedy Japan who insulted John Mahama and threatened to burn his houses, we wanted to be Ghana president. Well, we dealt with that, and we are still dealing with that. I made some of the most crunching remarks on that. Go back and check the tapes. So we make commentary as to when the news come home like chicken to roost. David Hill says, Blakk, you are doing much for Mother Ghana. I admire you. I admire you too. Nino Brown says, losing 3 consecutive seats is raw and bad. So pathetic. Okay, so what he's saying is that losing 3 consecutive seats in a row is so pathetic for the NPP. Kamil SB Baba says, NPP is a scam. Kennedy Japan is more dangerous than Bawumia. Okay. So I see where Kamil is coming from. I see where Kamil is coming from. So he is on the side of the NDC. So he feels that Kennedy and Bawumia are the same. I've always said it. Listen, if you put Kennedy here and put Bawumia here, and they are the only people I'm supposed to go to vote for, I will go for Kennedy. If I must go for one. If there's no option to walk away, and I'm told that I must choose one, I'll go for Kennedy. A man who insults you is better than a man who lies to you. That's why the Quran says that a liar will never go to heaven. He didn't say a man who insults you will not go to heaven. Hallelujah. Sadakallahu azim. Kabila Pele says NPP is a Western colonized party. They never loved, they only steal from Ghana for their colonial masters, shameless people. Kamil SB Baba says NPP is a criminal party. Kennedy Japan is more criminal than the rest. Boy Prophecy says, J0 Dickenzie says, fire, yabu. More fire. Send your comments, more comments in. Send them via YouTube and also via Facebook. Our numbers are also scrolling on the screen. And from next week, we should be able to open phone lines as well so you can interact with us. Let's take story number 3, and that's the final story. Watch this. Akwatia by elections. Did Collins Dauda really say this to MAHAMA? It's all over the place. But I've done my checks. So the fact check is here. And interestingly, none of the very credible sites or newspapers has published this story. I'm sure some of you have seen it, but I've seen it on so many NPP platforms and a lot of NPP affiliated newspapers. But we, as people who give you information, call us journalists or presenters or whatever, news people, we have to check the facts before we come up to you. Now, when I checked this and I first saw it, I was so angry. that Alhaji Collins Dauda, a few months ago, was one of the people accused in the Seglemi issue. Do you remember? He was Minister for Housing. And then he came in a wheelchair. We're told that he was sick. All of a sudden, Alhaji has become strong again in the reign of the NDC. Woo! Power can give people power and resurrect people from their sicknesses. Remember, Alhaji Collins Dauda was one of those aligned, in fact, lined up for prosecution in the Seglemi case. And then we're told that he was not well. He missed court case several times, court sitting. And then at a point, the judge had to threaten, and we were told that he came in a wheelchair. I was happy to see Alhaji, all vibrant, full of energy, talking. Then there was a newspaper report. One of the only reports that we saw that Collins Dauda said something, and it's more than Ghana. Look at it. He says, if I were MAHAMA, I will abandon Akwatia if NDC loses by election. And this is supposed to be the worst of Collins Dauda. And it's written by one Isaac Donko, distinguished. When I saw this, I said, what? Is it a threat? Is it blackmail? How could Alhaji, a very, very, very distinguished politician, or better still, experienced politician, make these comments? So I went to look for the tape. This was what Alhaji said. Listen.
The basis is very simple. I am sure the people of Akwatia are looking for development projects. They are looking for jobs for their people. Even though we are all Ghanaians and that we are all entitled to development in the nation. But you know that because of the nature of the politics we do in Ghana, if you have the president belonging to NDC and you have the opportunity to elect somebody to parliament, naturally you would want to elect somebody who would align with the president and his vision. And in this case, it is the NDC candidate. And therefore, my view is that the people of Akwatia will vote for somebody who will align with the sitting president.
But Alhaji, when you say so, are you not twisting the arm of the people behind their backs?
No, I'm not. Making a statement doesn't amount to twisting. I am just expressing my view.
Vote for your candidate because you are in power.
We are in power. That's the truth of the matter. Unless we want to twist the truth.
Yeah,
the truth is that we are in power. And therefore we should, yes, it matters. It matters. We are in majority in parliament. And let me just give a simple analysis. For example, if government budgets to construct about 100 6-classroom blocks across the length and breadth of the country, and every MP goes to lobby. You know, we have about 275 MPs, and so everybody goes in there to lobby for one of the projects. Naturally, the NDC candidate or the NDC MP has an advantage over the MPP candidate. It's simple. It's simple, Chief. If we can satisfy everybody and there wouldn't be any competition, fine. Then we go normal. Yeah, but we don't have that situation.
The MPP also says that if you think there's no competition, you have enough in parliament. Why are you so interested in Akwatia?
We want to help build Akwatia. We want to bring development to Akwatia. If you talk to anybody in Akwatia, he will tell you the roads were done by NDC, water. When I was Minister for Water, Resource, Waste and Housing, I brought the water system to Akwatia. Akwatia, Achimda, and Winneba. Their water system was provided when NDC was in power and when I had the privilege to be Minister for Waste and Housing in this country. And the MPP hasn't done anything for the people of Akwatia. So the expectation is that with NDC in power, they are going to have development. And therefore, it is better for them to have an NDC MP
Well, it's clear, isn't it? All Alaji is seeking to say is that, dash him out. Listen, if we have about 100 6-classroom blocks to be built in 100 constituencies, certainly 175 of them are going to be outcompeted. How do we choose these? Now, those who align with the vision of the president, those who align with the vision of the regime, are most likely to stand the best chances of being picked. So, if Akwatia picks up an NDC MP, it is most likely that because this MP aligns with the party, it will align also with the visions of the regime for the development of this. And he didn't end there. He also talked about what was already being done in Akwatia. Where in this statement did he say, if the Akwatia people do not vote for the NDC, and if I were President Mahama, I would abandon them? You could infer something like that, but that was not what he said. You can't force things into people's mouths. For me, where I stand, whether it's an NPP MP or an NDC MP, the vision of the regime is Ghana. It has nothing to do with NPP or NDC. It is Ghana. Even if it is not my stronghold and they need it, they will be part of the 100 to be chosen. Like what Mahama did. He demonstrated that in Kumasi and it translated into votes for him. Kayetia market. And even more, what did he do for Bole? Go to Bole, the roads are still bad in some places. My brother, my sister, the African always has one thing. He says, feed strangers, let them be happy about you, let them send a good name about you out. Come home and be hungry, because a good name is better than riches. How many of us, I don't know if it happens now, but in my days, if we had strangers and we only had some small food in the house, we gave it to the strangers. And we and our parents would sit in there. Strangers will say, oh, we are not eating. Oh, we have eaten already. Because the strangers are only with us for a short period. They will leave. They will carry the good name of the family away. And when I was growing up and started reading the Bible, I realized that the Bible is so much in favor of orphans and strangers or travelers. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Okay, time now to go. Let's pick up your final comments and we are out of here. All right? Okay, so this is, take up the logo, please. Okay, Kwesi, Alexander Kwesi says, when you look carefully in the NPP, it's obvious that they all have once been abroad. Isn't that? They didn't do well while they were there because they're so arrogant, disrespectful, and so dishonest and incompetent in whatever they have done for Ghana. May fire burn them all. Ah, well. Kamel SB Baba says, Ghana couldn't fight Galamsey. It's all because of Kennedy Japan. He's always defending his party criminals. Oh, really? This is the first time I'm hearing of Kennedy Japan in Galamsey. Agenkum, Joshua Nyagri is watching. And we are happy to have you, Agenkum, Joshua Nyagri. More comments coming in. Nasdi says, what taught me yesterday was the quote from Manasseh Azure about the media. How they have resources for elections, but not to hold politicians to account. Wow. 4. They are 10-1. Eric Akumfi says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. I'm watching you from Somalia. Keep up the good work. Okay. We are here in Ghana. Thank you so much, Eric Akumfi. Many more comments coming in from YouTube and also from Facebook. Remember, our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. We're ready for you. All right, Kweku Chireja first says, greetings, African teacher. Nazdi says, what touched him yesterday was actually the quote from Manasseh. Israel, abuele kwe. Israel, abuele po. Abuele po. That's a beautiful name. Israel, abuele po. That must be an Ewe name. Israel, abuele po. Beautiful. Watching you live from the UK, England, more educative. Thank you very much. Well, Israel, abuele po. We appreciate you. And Nazdi is back. He said it, Blakk Rasta. And I was very worried when I heard it. Did you hear it in the statement, in the video? Oskiro Agoruwe Oscar says Ghanaians will be happy to see the sacked CJ prosecuted for causing extra burden to the ordinary taxpayer. Now, the office is not meant for family and spouses. What? Nazdi says, no matter the situation after election, when you are elected to lead, it doesn't matter whether or not they vote for you. The bread belongs to all of us. Hold it there. No matter the situation after election, when you are elected to lead, it doesn't matter whether or not they voted for you or not. The bread belongs to all of us, the citizens. I agree with you. I think what Collins Dauda was talking about was the bargaining power. Because the president can easily call on you because you support him and his vision. He might listen to you first before he listens to other people, right? And this is something that happens naturally amongst us. We tend to listen to people who support us first before listening to those who don't. Abraham Newman Michael says, he is your tribesman, brother. Your real brother, that. Which one? Which one? Collins Dauda? Or which one of them? Collins Dauda. Anyway, every African is my tribesman. Again, Kum Joshua Nyagri says, if you want to behave like a well-meaning Ghanaian, just listen to Blakk Rasta. Thank you. Nino Brown says, but he didn't say something wrong. Yeah, he didn't. I didn't hear anything wrong that he said. I don't see anything wrong with what he said, respectfully. Same thing here. It's the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. Of course, when we return tomorrow at 6 p.m., we'll have more stories for you. There's a gentleman who said that he will resign an MP should the NPP lose the Akwatia thing. I have an exclusive on him tomorrow. We have something on Kwabena Edu Buahine tomorrow. It will shock you. It will blow your head to bits. After the election, I just want you to cool down. Hey. And much more. Make a date. Don't be late. Hit on the notification button so you won't miss it tomorrow. Until then, hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo! Come on!